everyone, how are you? Yes, I'm back and my foot is a lot better now, so I can finally concentrate on doing some more videos for you. Today I'm going to be showing you my mother's recipe for homemade cornbread. And of course this cornbread can be used in your holiday meals, like for your stuffing or your dressing or whatever, or just to eat. My cornbread that I'm doing for this isn't sweet, so it has no sugar in it. So anyway, I wanted to show you how my mother's recipe is. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, let's get cooking. Okay, what you will need to make homemade cornbread to use for your holiday meals or just to eat in general. You will need some cornmeal, of course. So I have 1 cup of yellow cornmeal. I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I have 4 teaspoons of baking powder. I have 3/4 of a teaspoon of regular salt. We're using sea salt this time, but you can use whatever salt you want. I have 1 beaten egg. It's a large one. You could use 2 small, I guess. I have 1 cup of milk. I also have my canola oil out, which I'll be showing you how I'm going to use it. And then I have my preferred baking dish, which is a cast iron skillet, but you can use whatever baking dish that you want to use. All right, so let's get this going. Okay, to make my mother's recipe for homemade cornbread, you're going to want to mix together all the dry ingredients first. So we're going to put our flour in here, our cornmeal, our baking powder, and our salt. We're going to mix those around. You're going to want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees and get it warming. All right. Now we're going to add our egg and our milk. And we're going to mix that well. Okay, next you're going to want to pour this into whatever it is that you're going to bake it in. So let me show you how I do it. My mother-in-law taught me a trick a long time ago to put some oil in whatever it is you're going to bake it in. And what I've done is I put like a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half. It's just enough to cover the bottom of my dish, which this is a regular size cast iron skillet, and just adds just a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is add also 2 tablespoons of oil to my cornbread mixture. 1, 2. So I've got the 2 tablespoons of oil I just added to my cornbread mixture. I'm getting that mixed in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in my oven and let it warm up for a couple of minutes. The reason for that, my mother-in-law always said, is it makes sure it will make sure that the bottom of your cornbread in the pan will cook. So I'm going to wait like a couple of minutes, and I'm going to take the skillet out and pour my cornbread mixture into it. I was going to tell you that if you want to make this a sweet cornbread, you know, just to eat, then you can add like at least 1/4 cup of sugar, but just add the sugar to where you get it, and taste it to where you get it as sweet as you want it. My mother added 1/4 cup of sugar, but I like mine sweeter than that, so I add a little more. And my family loves sweet cornbread to eat with beans and whatever side, you know, dishes that we have. But that way you know that you can now make it sweet or unsweet. I have it unsweet to use with my dressing on the holidays. Okay, I've taken my skillet that I'm going to cook my cornbread in out of the oven. It's had plenty of time to warm up, and get it really hot on the bottom to make sure that my cornbread mixture will cook evenly, you know, so the bottom will not be left uncooked. It's just a trick that my mother-in-law taught me back in the 1970s when I made my mother's cornbread. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my 425-degree oven. As you can see, the edges of it already started to cook because my skillet was already warmed up in the oven, and so the bottom is already starting to cook as well. So anyway, my mother's recipe called for cooking it at 425 for 25 minutes, but usually I cook it until you can tell that the edges are starting to turn brown, you know, a golden, and if you want to, you can stick a toothpick in the middle to see if it comes out clean. So it's cooking right now in my oven, and when it's finished, I will bring it out and I'll tell you how many minutes I cooked it. So yummy. Okay, it's out of the oven. It only cooked 12 minutes. I don't know where my mother got 25 minutes out of that, but anyway. I cooked it at 425 for 12 minutes. See, my edges were already starting to turn golden, and I put a toothpick in the middle and it came out clean. So I went ahead and I've got a piece cut here. It is so flaky it's going to fall apart when I take it out. But anyway, there you go. So let me put my camera down and then I'll take a piece out. All right, here it is. I think if you left it in there for like 15 minutes, that would be perfectly fine. There it is. Regular homemade cornbread. Go ahead and taste some of it. I got it right there. Yummy. Nice and warm. Go over here. There we go. All right, everybody, this is an easy recipe. I hope you enjoy it. So until my next video, happy eating.